What's going on, everybody? Coming at you live, Drew Manchu. It's a Monday morning. It's like afternoon almost. Like I'm coming at you like a minute earlier than I said I would. But it's about a week late for a C2E2 haul. Here I am doing my C2E2 haul a week late. Hey man, typical Drew Manchu. Let's go ahead and check out the chat right now. I know I got a couple people in there. I got, 4 waiting right now? Oh, that's what it said. 2 watching right now. Oh man, 2 people watching right now. I think it's me and Spectacular Spider Grandpa. Grandpa, what's going on, buddy? Maybe some people will watch this on the rewind. I don't know. I really don't care. I'm just going to get into some stuff, put it down, let you guys see what I picked up. First things first, go through some books that I got signed at C2E2. Man, what a great time. The whole Comic Corps, the whole Blaster Stash crew headed out to Chicago. I got on a plane. I got really, really drunk. And then I drank for like 4 days. And then I got on a plane and I came home. Man, it was just, it was a good ass time. In the meantime, I brought some books to get signed. And some of those are at CGC right now. So I can't share those, but I did get a few raw SIGs as well. More raw SIGs than I did slab SIGs. So I had Mark BKR90 did me a favor while he was in line for Scotty Young and got a couple books signed for me. I got this Cable versus Deadpool number 44, probably my favorite Scotty Young cover. It's Deadpool and Wolverine here. Signed that up. So I was happy to get that done there. This is probably some of his early work is some of my favorite stuff. I also got him to sign this 47, which is the Doctor Strange and Deadpool. Just the crazy line work, the angles and the curves he's got going on here. I just really dig it. Some of my favorite stuff, again, is this early Scotty Young work. Before he did all those baby variants. So some great stuff there. The creative team behind one of my favorite books for the past couple of years, The Mighty Thor, was in force at C2E2. So I got Russell Dauterman and Jason Aaron to sign this Thor 705. Really, really dig that. One of my favorite covers. They also signed the Art Germ variant for 705. This book itself was sitting on the table during Chuck Loda Comics' interview with Art Germ, but I didn't stand in line to get him to sign it. Actually, me and JB of Discovery Bay Comics showed up at exactly the same time, which was like 10 minutes before he was supposed to start signing. They didn't allow anybody to line up, so we both went around the corner and came back, and the line was capped. So explain to me how that works. I've got a lot of complaints about C2E2's line management. Just a huge con and a huge mess for a couple of the lines, but you know, I got over it quite quickly. Just didn't get Art Germ Sig. So yeah, maybe I'll see him at the next con. Maybe he'll never come to another con again. We'll see. But double signed on that Thor 705 on both versions. I also had Jason Aaron sign this Thor #1 here. Love this run he's doing with Mike Del Mundo. Really good stuff. Loving Aaron's new run on Avengers, so I had him sign the Avengers #1. I wish I would have got a different color on that because it doesn't really pop very well. You can't really see his signature there hidden on Thor. But with a dark cover like this, where are you going to put it? I also had this variant for 705, this Assad Ribic cover. I had Jason sign that. I got a minute to pick his brain and talk to him about what's going on with War of the Realms and how much I've loved his Thor run. So really nice to get to talk to him there. And he also signed this here. This is the variant for, I forget which number this was, but when he saw this cover, he was like, "Ooh, I like that." So that's definitely when the creator likes the cover they're signing. That's always a good sign. Really dug that. Also got Jonathan Hickman to sign the first appearance of the Black Order here in Infinity. Got to talk to him for a little bit about how much I love his Fantastic Four run. He cut me short to compliment me on my t-shirt. We talked about my t-shirt for about 10 minutes. So didn't really get into what he's doing with X-Men or any of that cool stuff. But did get a chance to meet him. Really straight up guy. Really dug him. Also, Russell Dauterman took time to sign this here for me. The romance cover that he just did. Really cool cover there. Incredible work. Man, I was looking at some of his original art and some of his artist proof stuff, and it was just way out of my price range. But man, I was super psyched to meet Dauterman. I love his work on Thor. And some of these great covers he's been doing have been awesome as well. Now, before I get into any of the books that I picked up, I'll do some art prints here because these were signed. This is Humberto Ramos. You see he signed it right there. This is his Thanos here, sitting on a mountain of skulls with the Black Order behind him. Really dug this print. Saw it earlier in the week, and then Saturday when I rolled up on him, I'm sorry, Sunday when I rolled up on him, this was the last one that they had. So, yeah, no questions asked. Just went ahead and bought that. Don't have anywhere to put that yet. Also picked up this Kreese Lee Full Metal Alchemist print right here. Love Full Metal Alchemist. Probably one of my favorite animes of all time. So I was happy to find something FMA that was pretty cool. Then I met and talked with Patrick Gleason for a while. I didn't bring any Superman books. I didn't know he was going to be there. But this right here, this Super Family print here, Crypto and John with Lois and Clark here. Really dug that all-American nuclear family there with Crypto. Talk more about Crypto later. I'm on a new Crypto kick where I'm collecting Crypto covers. So if you guys see any Crypto covers out there in dollar bins or anything, pick them up for me. I'll buy them from you. I'll shoot you a couple bucks. And this right here is my favorite cover of the last probably decade or so. This is Superman #10, the first appearance of the Super Sons. I just absolutely love the kind of short man syndrome that Damian and Batman both have in the face of Superman and his son. The smug look on John's face. He's kind of just happy to be there when everybody else is taking the situation so serious. And man, that scowl on Batman's face, basically, it tells the whole story. Absolutely love this print and love this cover. And I have this book slabbed, and I also have a couple raw copies, and every time I see it on an auction, I'll bid on it, and every time I see it in a bin, I'll buy it. That's the way I feel about Superman number 10, probably one of my favorite modern issues out there. Let's go ahead and crack into some of the books that I got. I got two what I would call big boy books, and a couple of other books along the way. Hey, Sean Richards just popped in the chat. What's going on, Sean? Good to see you in there, buddy. Oh, Pocan Joe is in here as well. Pocan, always a pleasure, my friend. Speaking of crypto, I picked up, this is Superman 195. I'm not really collecting Superman too much these days, but it had crypto on the cover, so I had to go ahead and grab it. Really dig that. And this was in good shape, and I got it for a good price. It was like $2 bin or something like that. Also in the same bin was Superman number 200. I just love this cover here. The fight with Nor-El to rock the Superman suit. Super Brother against Super Brother. The most astounding imaginary novel of all. So, hey, man, I haven't given this a read yet, but we'll see how interesting it is. I really dug the cover, and the price was right, so I haven't jumped on that. This was in the same bin for $2-3 or so. I got Lois Lane, the 80-page giant. This is the wedding issue here. All the way she tries to Cardi B Clark into marrying her. She even makes a deal with the devil. Oh, my. So, yeah, this nice square-bound issue. It's in pretty darn good shape, to be honest. There's a little bit of a roll here. I'm sure just putting a freaking couple of dictionaries on top of it will probably take most of that out. I'm not taking the opportunity to get a $2 book pressed, but hey, man, good stuff. Really excited to have that. This is definitely an upgrade for me. This Spider-Woman number 1. I have this book, not in as good a shape as this copy is right here, so I went ahead and picked that up. I didn't really overpay for anything, but I wasn't really getting great deals along the way either. My hair is sticking up like crazy right now. Post-gym shower head. Sorry, guys. Picked up X-Men 112 here. This is a George Perez cover here. Little story about George Perez. I was super hungover on Sunday, or Saturday, I'm sorry. And we all were getting in our George Perez lines. If you'll check out anybody from the Comic Corps, you'll see that they all got pictures and SIGs from George Perez. Kat Wren got a hug. I think she might have been molested a little bit, but I don't think she minded. Everybody was on a big George Perez kick. I got in line with some books to get slabbed. I wanted to get my Infinity Gauntlets 1 and 3 slabbed by George Perez, signed, and get a chance to get those encased and enshrined in some plastic with a nice gold label. And so I was behind in line, towards the back of the line, where the line was capped. The cap on the line was probably about 50 people behind myself, and I was standing there with JD's Comics, who also had a CGC stack to get taken care of. They capped the line at what looked probably about 300 people or so. And then George's handler came down and basically said that we weren't going to get a chance to get our book signed or see George before he broke for lunch at noon. And this really set me off. They capped the line and then basically came down the line and said, hey, you're inside the capped line, but too bad, so sad. I was super salty. And, I was maybe a little inebriated still, and I kind of went off about it. I'm still not happy about the whole situation. I'm kind of over it. I don't wish ill will on George Perez any longer. But if you were around me at that point in time, you would have heard me say some terrible things about George Perez. And you know what? I stand by all of them, even though I might not currently feel that way. I just think if you're gonna cap a line, you take everybody in that line before you go to lunch. That's just how a line cap works. If they don't understand that up in Chicago, hey man, that's their problem. I've never had this problem at any other cons, so we're hoping that this is an isolated incident for me. On for my own personal drama, back to the books. This is a really nice, slick-looking copy of Captain Marvel #4. It's Fight with the Submariner. This is an upgrade for me. I love Marvel. These early Captain Marvel issues are some of my favorite stuff recently. Love collecting these. Think the covers are great. Just a really, really great look for Marvel. This Kree armor here, the white and green. When in the Captain Marvel movie, they changed her color scheme and she went white and green for a minute. I kind of marked down a little bit, a little pop from DruManchu on that one. The Gray Man is up in the chat. What's going on, Gray Man? It says they only did over one con, and it sounds like a pain. Yeah, they are a pain, but at the same time, with pain comes pleasure, my friend. There's a lot of cool stuff to do, a lot of cool stuff to see, a lot of cool stuff to buy, a lot of cool people to meet. I love conventions. I really do. Saturdays at a convention as big as C2E2 was, that's just a sea of people. And if that's not your scene, you're not going to be doing well there, man. So it's a mixed bag. But the camaraderie from meeting friends at a con, people who you only know on the internet or via different means, it's really cool to get to meet people, get to know people, get to spend some time commiserating over comic books, which are kind of like the thing that really brings us all together. This picked up a couple issues of Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. These were all not in the greatest of shape, but moderately priced for the shape that they're in. And I did collecting this run, so I needed these for my run. This is number 9 right here. Let me take that cover there. It's like right after Steranko left the book. This is number 12. This cover's seen better days, but I don't have it in my collection, so happy to add it. And at number 16 with all these Hydra agents on it. Really dig that there. Love the aesthetic of Hydra. Really cool stuff. Found this in the dollar bin. It's not really in great shape, but it's kind of faded, but cool find for $1. This is Tales of Asgard number 1. You can see that the over here the square bound spine is kind of rolling over. Not in the best shape. And there's a lot of fade on these pages. A lot of fade on the cover as well. So, not seriously a mint copy, but I really dig it. Picked up some variants. This is the Fiona Staples variant for Thor number 1. I love Fiona's art in Saga. She's one of my favorite interior artists. I dig the fact that she did some other covers, and every time I see a Fiona Staples cover, I pick it up. So this is definitely one that I enjoy. Really love the Jane Foster Thor character, and man, digging that cover. A variant cover for Siege number 1. I don't know exactly who did this cover, but it's got Venom on it. So people dig Venom. I dig Venom. This was a cool find. I think I probably overpaid for it a little bit, looking at the back. So, did I bring you anything back from C2E2 SS? Yes, herpes. Come and get it. We got Super Sons number 1. This is a Kirkham variant here. Catwoman teaching the class. Also got Poison Ivy teaching the class too. Best thing about these is I saw them for like 15, 20 bucks, a couple of different places. I got these at a certain vendor who had them at $10, and they both came with top loaders. So you couldn't beat that. They did have the one with the Joker on it, and the sketch variant. They were a little higher priced, so I went ahead and left those alone. Picked up another copy of Thor God of Thunder, number 5. Gray Man wants to know how long I queued to get herpes. I can tell that you're in the UK, I guess, Gray Man, because queue, we don't say that around here. Maybe you're in Canada. I don't know. Is it a Canadian thing too? But queue? No, man, we didn't queue at all. We lined up like dumb old Americans. And for herpes, it didn't take that long. They came down the line and they gave it to us one by one. Cat Ren Figures hopped in the chat. Hey guys, do me a favor right now. If you're watching this and you haven't been to Cat Ren Figures channel and checked out my and Mark's ghost hunting adventures, please do so. I've created a drinking game. You take a sip every time I say the word bro, and you'll be as drunk as I was by the time that video is over. So be sure to check that out. Yeah, Gray Man. Now that I'm remembering, I've interacted with you before, man. I know you're from the UK. Us stupid Americans, we don't queue. We just line up. Picked up this What If number 44. What if Venom had possessed the Punisher? I have never seen this book in this kind of shape. This is minty fresh. This is like 9.8 to 10 territory. And if you guys check that out right there, it's a newsstand. So shout out to Carson over at C Wood 9019. No, it's C Woodard 19 for his newsstand variants. This is a newsstand variant. Really, really dig it. Found this in a $5 variant box. Now this is a little bit hot right now, so as soon as I saw it in the variant box, I was like, $5? Hell yeah, picking that up. In that box, I also found a Batgirl 23, and that crispy clean copy is on its way to CGC right now. So, found a couple other really great variants. This Thanos Battle Lines variant here. I love me some Thanos. This is a pretty copy, $5 box. Pretty awesome. Hell yeah, when you guys get to Baltimore, we will find somewhere janky and haunted. We might get shot there, though. So that is the risk we'll have to take in order to get that quality content, Cat. I also picked up this Thanos hip-hop variant. Issue of Thanos number 1. Mike Del Mundo cover. I don't even have any idea what hip-hop album this is from. But I dig it, man. Infinity Gauntlet. No, Infinity Stones, Thanos being a badass. Really just dig his face up there in the corner too. Really awesome, man. I dig it. So I got that for a great price as well. I found this for a couple bucks. This is Adam Hughes Catwoman. 77 isn't a super sought after issue, but for, you know, a couple bucks, Adam Hughes Catwoman, I'm on it all day. Found this for a steal as well. This is a minty fresh copy of the Max number 1. I'm not sure if I even have this anywhere in my collection. I probably have a couple of copies already, but probably not anything in this kind of shape. This has one little look like a color break situation. No, I think that's even on the Mylar here. It might have been sticker residue. Yeah, this is crispy clean. Nice minty fresh copy of the Max number 1. So happy to have that. Pick that up. Hey, you guys like J. Scott Campbell Vampirella? I do too. So when I see it for a reasonable price, that's what we buy. We buy some J. Scott Campbell Vampirella. Beautiful book there. This was a variant. Amazing Spider-Man, number 14, cover E. It's a version sketch signed by J. Scott Campbell, and it came with the COA. So yeah, so this Spider-Man, pretty darn cool. Got the SIG on it. Threw this to the top loader. We're going to keep it nice and fresh. Also, I got a couple books together in a bundle deal, and I got a couple bucks off of that and basically got this for free. This is That Hot Jim Lee Joker cover from Justice League. Is it number 8? Yeah, number 8. So I picked this up basically for free. I dig it. I think you guys would dig it too. The Max was so weird, Gray Man. When you go back and you read it, because I flipped through it, I was taken aback by how fucking strange it is. It's just really off the wall. I dug it though, and figuring I'll probably pick it all up and read it all again. I did pick up 2 more books that I think were kind of big boy books. This was just shy of 3 figures here. This was the first appearance of the Inhumans. This is Fantastic Four, number 45. Jack Kirby on the cover there. The Inhumans back up here under the rock. Among us hide the Inhumans. They hide among us. This definitely has seen better days, but I mean, from 1965, what do you really expect? This is definitely a low to mid to low grade copy. Structurally still pretty great shape. The pages are definitely not white, and we got some chipping and creasing on the cover here. A lot of color breaks, but you know, this is the first issue of this I've seen in a very long time that doesn't have the subscription crease. And I'd rather have wear creases from somebody reading it or it being thrown on somebody's desk than just a giant subscription crease down the middle that really breaks color and destroys the presentation. I pull it back here, and this book presents really, really well. You know, not until you really get up on it do you notice the color breaks and the creases and the chipping at the top. So if I was holding it back here and had a sub crease, it would still be freaking ugly, man. So I enjoy it. I really dig it, and I'm a Fantastic Four fan and a Humans fan, and I needed to have this book in my collection. I passed on it a couple times in the past couple of years, but you know, we're gonna go ahead and pick that up this time around because the price was too good. Also, a book that I picked up. This was my big boy find of the week, of the year so far. This is Tomb of Dracula, number 10. This is the first blade here. This has some minor issues with the cover here, but overall, this is in really good shape. For the price I paid for it. The bottom staple's pulling through just a little bit, but it looks like this thing has definitely been pressed. The color breaks, you could barely tell that there was ever a crease there. Just the color break is really the only thing. There's a little bit of a stain on the word balloon here, but I mean, in flipping through this, the pages are a little off white, but it's in really good shape, to be honest. I think that I got this at a steal. And with the way that this book is moving, I'll be happy to hold on to it for a little while and see what happens. But this was definitely one that I saw. The price was right, and I jumped right on top of it. So, Tomb of Dracula, number 10, first blade. Those are my big boy books, guys, and my SIGs, and a couple of things that I picked up. I also got those prints as well. Very excited for that. Hey, Evan and Sam's Tangled Web just hopped in the chat. What's going on? Sam, I'm ready to win your contest, buddy. Go ahead and check out Sam's Tangled Web. He's got a contest going on right now. Also, Pocan Joe's got a contest going on right now. I have some material pulled together to shoot a video for that, but I want to make sure that I win, so I'm doing some research. So be prepared to watch me talk about some Pocan Joe type bullshit. So that's going to happen. We got Evan in here as well. Good to see you in there, brother. Beyond that, I picked up a couple of little things, guys. Oh my god, Comics Mix Explains bringing up my rap battle with myself at karaoke. Apparently, you don't want to mess with Manchu. Because why? Because Manchu will fucking kill you. That's why. I probably won't, though. Too lazy to hunt you down. I did pick up this Phantom X Marvel Legends figure. I've been looking for this dude for a while. He's one of the first gen Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. He's got these stupid ball joint hips. But beyond that, man, pretty cool fig. And excited to put him with my X-Men shelf when I get my X-Force section put together. In addition to that, late on the con on Sunday, I made sure I grabbed one of these on my way out. This is the Hydra Supreme Arnim Zola 2-pack. Arnim Zola was last released as a Build-A-Figure, and this, man, Captain America, Hydra Cap, is one of my favorite characters in the past couple of years. I love what Nick Spencer did with him going into Secret Empire, and the fact that I have a Hydra Cap figure without having to make a custom is pretty darn cool. He's wearing like an Iron Man type armor, branded with America and Hydra at the same time. Pretty darn cool stuff. Really digging it. I like that he has the shield that Cap was using at the time. Really neat, man. I dig it. I have the Hydra 2-pack Build-A-Figures, or a 2-pack like Army Builders, and some cool Hydra figures as well. So we'll do a little section on my shelf where Hydra knocks them out of the park. Really dig stuff, man. It's Marvel Legends figures. It's really the perfect, if you're a figure collector, they do a great job of balancing detail with articulation for price point. The movie figures tend to be a lot like the Black Series from Hasbro also, which is the Star Wars figures. They sacrifice some of the articulation for some detail and some paint applications. But as far as the plain Marvel Legends, man, just some great stuff. I also did not pick this up at C2E2, but I grabbed the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave. Just came out. This is the 6-arm Spider-Man. There's all the figures on the back. Some cool stuff like Red Goblin and Night Thrasher, Silver Sable. So we'll check those out. And I've only opened one so far, and that is the 6-arm Spider-Man. I dig this dude. He doesn't have any torso articulation because of the way that the arms are kind of jointed in there. Kind of a neat deal, man. I dig him. Happy to have him as part of my collection. Some quick stories from C2E2 before I go ahead and log off of here. You know, I've been yapping my mouth for about a half hour so far about things that I picked up. Really happy to have all these books, but more than anything, I was really happy to spend some time with some friends that I've seen before, and we've hung out in Dallas. Pocan Joe and Mikey, Spectacular Spider Grandpa, and Huey. We all met down in Dallas for Fan Expo last year, and then Pocan Joe and Mikey came up to Baltimore for the con, so it was really awesome to get a chance to hang out with those guys again. Hey, Don's up in the chat. Mastodon collects, or Comics and Collecting. You're at work. Oh man, thanks for checking in while you're at work. I hope nobody catches you and you don't get in trouble for it, because I can't pay you to do anything, man. So don't go ahead and put your employment on the line to hang out with me. That is a zero-sum game, my friend. We got to hang out in Dallas and Baltimore with Mikey and Pocan Joe. Also, while we were in Dallas, Huey was there. It was great to see him again. We were roommates in Dallas. This time we got to avoid that tragedy. But always glad to see the Half Squatch live and in person. Also in Dallas, met JP. Saw him again for All About Comics. We also met the great Legend down there. Saw Legend again. Really good time anytime we get to hang out with the great Legend. He did some magic tricks and some rhyming for us, and I think some story time style things he used to do for the kids at work. So really awesome to see that. Cat Ren, you're at work and you have to go. Hey man, happy to see you stop through, and really awesome to spend some time with you and Mark at C2E2. That's another thing. Met a lot of new folks at C2E2 I haven't met before. Really happy to meet Paul, Midwest Comic Man, and his wife Ivy. Paul and I have been, friends online for a while now. We do blast it every Sunday night, and we hadn't had a chance to meet in person yet. We didn't meet in Dallas. Paul had some health issues and couldn't make the trek, so very happy to finally wrap my arms around that brother and give him a big hug. Just awesome guy to have a glass of scotch with and sit back and shoot the shit, and that was really great. Met Chad in Baltimore with Comics Mix Display and Jason. Real happy to see both of those guys again. I'm glad that Jason survived our karaoke trip. He was liquefied at a certain point. We kept him in a jar, and he reconstituted himself in the morning, so that was good news. Cat and Mark from Cat Red Figures, man, just great people. The second we left the airport, me and Mikey got in the car with, I got in the car with them. Mikey got in the car after dinner, but we got in the car and we're driving to the Airbnb, trying to figure out where the hell we're going. And it was, it was fun and laughs from the moment the car door shut and we turned the damn thing on. It was really cool stuff, dude. It really had a great time. Check out my channel if you want to see a prank video that Mark and Spider Grandpa and I played on Cat, where we moved the car when she went to pay for parking. It was a good time, lots of laughs. She did not think it was funny, but she was wrong because it was hilarious. Other people in the house, man, like Israel, man. Oh man, Comic Spectre, what a great dude, man. His first con, just a straight up G. Love that guy. And he's just a great dude, man. Really enjoyed spending time with him, getting to know him better. Seawood, Carson, man. Seawoodard 19, that dude is, he's just nonstop fun. We had a great time at karaoke. I hang out with him on the Comic Core every once in a while. He's on JP's All About Comics auctions with me every once in a while as well. We play some of the WWE games online. Just a great dude, and to finally get to meet him was awesome. He brought out the WCW hat. Man, what more could you want from that dude? He lived up to all the hype. Also, JB from Discovery Bay, man. He showed up late that first night, and to watch him put together his show in person was, he's obnoxiously ambitious. I'll just say that. Like, the guy makes you feel terrible for not being nearly as good at this as he is. The guy hustles nonstop. We got to spend a whole lot of time together on Sunday. We closed down the con together, hit the airport bar before our flights, and basically flew out at about the same time from the same airport. So got to bond with him, taking off our shoes in the security line. It was good fun. So that was awesome. JD's Comics came into the house. It was not staying with us, but man, he sure did drink with us. That guy is an animal. Be sure to check him out if this guy, he's nonstop. That guy is just he's crazy. He's got great stories. He can throw back the booze, and man, is he funny. I thought him and Chad were going to need to get a room. I'm going to be honest. We did karaoke with the Triads. We hoofed it to Chinese food in the middle of the night. We did all kinds of cool stuff, guys. I met Kenny Omega in the parking lot. It was just a really, really, really great time. Splash Page was hanging out with us the whole weekend as well, even though he didn't stay in the house. Always loved Mr. White Gloves. Brought me some white gloves. I left them upstairs. It should be part of my haul. Is the white gloves, man. Brought us all some white gloves, so I'm gonna keep my fingerprints off of all my books, because White Gloves, man, he hooked me up. Good stuff. I can't wait to get together with these guys and do this again. I hear talk of everybody coming to Baltimore in October. That's awesome because I live right up the road. So that's no skin off my back. I'm going to be there anyway. Very excited to hear that people are going to be coming back to town for that. Chad from the Comic Corps, man, he was. It was always great to see him at C2E2. We spent time at Baltimore last year, and I can't wait for him to bring the crew back to Baltimore this year. Really excited for that. So we got a whole lot going on. I've been motivated to put more content out, guys. I'm doing a live stream on a Monday afternoon. So, like, come on, what are you going to do? I mean, I made that video of Kat and prank just, you know, for shits and giggles. And JB says to me, I'll put it on the rundown. I'm like, now I gotta post it. Jesus, now I gotta post it? Sure, yeah, I'll post it on the rundown. So I went ahead and put that up, and yeah, I have more content on my channel now, guys, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to be doing some more stuff here and there. Maybe we'll just be going live sporadically like this. Maybe I'll be doing some recorded content. Who knows? But I want to be more active in the community. I want to put more stuff out here, and I want to communicate with you guys more and more. So really excited about that, and excited about where my channel and where Comic Corps and where Blaster Stash It is going forward from this point. Really excited about that. I think we're all putting our nose to the grindstone and doing great things. And if you know, there are ample opportunities for community interaction, and really like what we're doing here. Also, just a heads up, April 3rd, this Wednesday night, I will be on JP All About Comics auction. You see it on the ticker right down there. I'm not exactly sure what the time is because I don't do any research before I do these things. But check out his channel. I'm sure he's got a placeholder up there, or you can reach out to him on Instagram and find out all that information. I just remembered that I was doing that about 2 minutes before I went live, so I didn't do the legwork for you guys. Do your own homework, kids. Like, I'm not here to do it for you. I'm here to learn you something. You do the work. Beyond that, been picking up a lot of books that I missed out on. I am about 2 weeks behind on half of my pull list because of C2E2 and the lack of funds when I got home. So you know I had a good time. My wallet was empty. You can see this big stack right back here. The majority of these are Detective Comics 1000, so you can check out Blaster Stash It from last night to hear what I thought about that and the books that came out last week. See a little bit of my haul through the lightning round there, so really cool stuff. Midwest Comic Man's in a meeting right now. He's not a fan of the meeting. Yeah, so, but apparently Mastodon thinks that he's a scumbag and that'll help him build some character. And I couldn't agree more, Don, that Paulie's a scumbag. I don't know if these meetings are going to help him, but certainly scumbaggery abound. Alright guys, before I get out of here, I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for stopping through and taking some time out of your day to check out what I got going on here. And also I'm going to shout out my 300 subscriber contest. So if you check out my channel, I do have a 300 subscriber contest going right now. You can make a video for extra entries if you want, or just leave a comment about your favorite con experience. It's really, really easy. Probably going to run it for the entire month. And in the video I say that I got a bunch of C2E2 exclusive stuff. Well, here's the deal. That didn't happen. It didn't happen because me and Discovery Bay were digging through books, getting our digging fingers on, and this was Sunday at the con, and they turned the lights on us. We dug too long. So by the time I got up to the exclusive booth, all they had was like hats and t-shirts, and nobody wants that shit. So I'm going to be putting together some books, maybe an action figure, throw some stuff together in a box for the winner, and shoot that stuff out to you. So be sure, if you guys haven't checked out the contest yet, just go over and enter. You know, and no skin off your back. Just give me a comment on my contest video, and if you win, I'll contact you and send you some stuff. It's really as easy as it gets. Just kind of a giving back to the people who are in this community with us. I don't think I have too many people on my sub list who are watching me and not making content. I think that we're all sharing into this beast together, and the more we can do to support each other, the better. So I really appreciate everybody who has taken the time out to leave a comment on that video, and who's taken the time out to sub me up, or has taken the time out to shout me out in any way, shape, or form over the last 317 subs or whatever I'm at now. Hey man, I love you guys. That's really all there is to it. This is a very solitary hobby. If you sit in your house and all you do is collect comics, and all you do is go to your LCS and dig, or hit eBay and search for deals, and then you read the books, and then you bag the books, and then you board the books, and then you box the books, and then who do you talk about these books to? And I'll tell you what, guys, I talk to you guys about these books. I do it every Sunday night on Blast It or Stash It. I do it sparingly on the Comic Core when I'm over there. I do it on my own channel here. So it's really nice to get an opportunity to share my love for this hobby with other people. And I think that we all feel the same way on that. And I'm happy to have you guys, and I'm happy to be here. And like I said, we're going to be doing more content as things progress, and I'm excited for that. I'm going to go ahead and hop off now. I'm going to run to my LCS and pick up some bags and boards before I go to work, because as you guys can see, I bought so many books home with me, and picked up so many from 2 weeks of missing my haul, that I got a lot of books that are still floppy, not bagged and boarded. So man, we need to go to the Mylar store and get some Mylar. So I mean, geez, what are we going to do? Go get some Mylars. Spend that money, baby. Go spend that money. I got some action figures to unbox, so you guys might be seeing that soon. I think I'm going to be doing some reviews this week, so really excited for that. And hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and shoot a video for Pocan Joe's contest as well. So if you guys have a minute to check that out, he's kind of got a fun contest going on where you got to shoot a video. It's a little more complicated than mine, but it's a 100 subscriber video, so go ahead and hop on there and help that dude out. He collects a lot of stuff, buys a lot of stuff, and has a lot of really cool variants, store variants, 1 in 25s, 1 in 100 sometimes. So he's going to be going ahead and giving some of that stuff away. He's going to be putting a box together as well, so be sure to check out Pocan Joe and enter his contest, as well as my man Sam's Tangle Web. He's got an easy contest as well. So check us all out. Contests abound. Be sure to check out my boy JB, Discovery Bay Comics. Sub him up. Put those notifications on, and you'll be able to check out what's going on in the community from all angles, almost every single day. A straight up dude, hard-working guy, and all he wants to do is make this community a better place. So go ahead and sub him up and give him some love as well. Shout out to the Blasted crew and the Comic Core. We had a great time in Chicago. Can't wait to do it again. Man, I've been Drew Manchu, and you've been you. Hey, collect what you love, share what you find, and I'll see you guys next time.